Disclaimer. You should know that when I discuss Enneagram childhood experiences, I am always taking into account both nature and nurture. We are all born with a specific temperament, psychologically speaking. That is undeniable. But the way our primary caregivers raise us has a great deal of influence on how that temperament gets expressed as adults. Okay, there's my disclaimer. The central experience for type 4s as children is a feeling of disconnection from or frustration with both parents. Now, that's not to say that type 4s had bad parents, because they may have had very loving and ever-present parents. But the problem stems from the fact that type 4s start out in their earliest years very attached to the idea of perfection and beauty. They essentially start out like type 1 reformers that believe in order and purpose and a general goodness to all creation. However, something happens to 4s that makes them realize their desired version of reality doesn't really match their parents' view of reality, and so they begin to feel like an outsider in their own home. 4s then begin to use their imagination to create this world inside of themselves, which is either explicitly or subtly dismissed by their parents as a kind of whimsical childhood imagination. And so they fail to recognize the deep attachment their child has with this perfect imaginary world, as well as the attachment they have to their perfect imaginary version of themselves. This disconnection leads 4s down a path of seeking out a rescuer of some kind. It could be a friend, a neighbor, or even a replacement parental figure like a teacher that can mirror and affirm their vision of otherworldly beauty and perfection. Ultimately, type 4 children just needed their imagination affirmed so that they could feel affirmed. As 4s age, they will continually feel frustrated by both authority figures and nurturing figures for their inability to support the 4's unique and ever-changing desires. Okay, now that we've covered a good chunk of the standard characteristics and formative experiences of the type 4 individualist, let's move on to the unique variations within the type 4 personality, starting with the wings.